Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. This is episode number 192. As always, I am Robert Villa, and with me, my homies David Rodriguez, Mark Abu Miller, and Rudy Lara. And we have our guest already here, Mr. Miguel Flores. Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you guys for having me, guys. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. Everybody doing good today?
Except for this bad energy, bro. Trying to shake this bad energy, man.
Oh, man. Well, let's throw in some positive energy because we are here hanging out with the guys Thursday night like we do every single week. Before we get started, fellas, let's go ahead and give our shout outs. Of course, as always, HKAUSA.com. Go to HKAUSA.com, purchase some their gear. They support a lot of fighters, from the amateurs to the pros to whoever is in combat sports. Go check them out. Also, to our streaming partners, Flow Combat, Fight TV, ESPN Plus, The Zone, MMA TV. And for all your supplements, go to our friends at foxhoundfuel.com. You can use our discount code to get 20% off of your purchases. Use our code FBMMA in all caps. Our QR code is right there on the screen. And if you're listening and not watching, just go to foxhoundfuel.com and use our discount code. Also, to the fellas, if you want to buy some comfortable, badass underwear, go to johntyler.com. This guy is amazing. He is such a great guy and awesome person. So
the ladies are going to love the way you look.
Hell yeah. use our discount code as well. You get 20% off every single purchase. Fightbook in all caps. And if you want to support us even more, go to our merch store. If you don't see it, let me know. Hit me up in the DMs and you can get yourself a hat, a shirt, a sweater, mugs. We got it all. Just let me know. If you don't see it at the merch store, just let me know. I'm everywhere. I'm just.
If we don't got it, you don't want it. Come on in, pussy lovers. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do the quick rundown of the events that are happening this weekend. We're in the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category. The next 3 events are going to be streaming live at fightbookmma.com. New Era Promotion Fight Night 4, Dynasty Combat Sports 88 Halloween Havoc, XFN 389 Stacked, presented by Fightbook MMA. We will be covering this event live, so look out for the live results and the quick recap at the website. Also, the next 3 events are going to be streaming live at Fightbook MMA. Sorry, we got more streaming at the website. Legacy, Shamrock FC 348, Fusion Fight League as well. And of course, we have UFC Fight Night 230. In the boxing bare knuckle slap fighting category, we have Legacy Boxing Crossover Fight Night. That one is also going to be streaming at the website. And then we have a title fight live on ESPN Plus in Montreal, Canada. Oh, snap, Mark, in your neck of the woods.
And you're not there.
And
That's in Quebec. They're not. I'm not welcomed. I'm English.
oh,
Yeah.
man.
If you call it Quebec and not Quebec, you're definitely
Quebec.
English, bro.
No, I call it Quebec. Don't worry.
We have Fevke Hermans versus Mary Spencer. They are fighting for the vacant IBF Women's Junior Middleweight title in Rosenberg, Texas. I would say in Rudy's neck of the woods, but I know that Rosenberg is freaking far from where you live.
That's like 5 hours away. I'll be in that neck of the woods in a couple of weeks, probably.
It's also a title fight. We have Janabek Alimenkali versus Vincenzo Gualtieri. And these names always get
you
me,
butchered
bro.
that shit. I bet you Miguel would never do that. 100%.
He probably practices like every night before the events.
He's a professional.
Oh, you
bro.
got to, man. Some of the names I come across too, man. Some of these guys are, especially when they're from like Kazakhstan,
Yeah, bro.
Russia. They got some of the craziest names, and it's tough. It's not easy. So I give you props for making the effort, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. They're going to be fighting for Alec Mick Hanali's WBO middleweight and Gualtieri's IBF middleweight titles. And in Manchester, England, live on DAZN, the best event that we can all been waiting for, KSI versus Tommy Fury. This is a 6-rounder. And we have the co-main event, another banger, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis.
Yeah! That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to that shit. El Jefe, bro. Dylan Dennis stole your nickname,
He stole
bro.
my nickname, bro. I'm going to beat his shit up, man. I'm calling you out, Dylan Dennis. I am the original El Jefe.
Gay!
Shut up. Also, last but not least, live on Showtime in Queensland, Australia, it's going to be another title fight. Tim Sayu versus Brian Mendoza. They're fighting for Sayu's WBO junior middleweight title. Does one championship have an event tomorrow? I forgot to check.
No, there's no event.
There's no
Usually
event
they have
tomorrow. Okay.
They usually have the Friday night fights.
Nights, right? Okay.
Well, Friday morning for us, but nights for them.
Yeah, Friday.
And I know because Ray's back in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say, is Ray back? Yeah. So if Frank is back, then yeah, there's no event tomorrow.
No, I think the next one isn't until end of November, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a Senchai event, isn't it?
I think so. He's going to be, he's going to Qatar for one of their events.
Okay.
It's like Qatar and then I think Thailand. So
awesome. Right on. Well, after saying all of that, what do we always say, David?
Most definitely, if you're not watching every single second of every round, of every fight, of every event that Rob just mentioned, and going to fightbookmma.com for all your latest combat sports news.
You're not a real fight fan.
Not a real fight fan, folks. You got to do the Fuck It Friday challenges, too. Dana White's Fuck It Friday challenge, if you're not doing them every Friday, and at least every night of the week on the weekend, if there's a fight, you got to do the challenge. If you're not doing it, you're not a real fight fan. I don't care what you say.
You're not.
Hey, you're not a real fight fan if you don't know who our guest, Mr. Miguel Flores, and his legendary brother. You're an up-and-coming legend, Miguel. Pleasure to have you on. We've been chatting before we went live, and man, thank you for making the time to join in the panel tonight, man.
no, absolutely, guys. I'm happy to join. I know Ray has always spoken super highly of your show and coming on a couple of times. And so I'm happy to make my first appearance on the show. I've been consuming all your content, guys, and what you guys do, from the small shows to the big shows, and how much you guys cover. I mean, that's true dedication, and it's what makes our jobs fun, because you have passionate fans like you guys out there consuming it and know what they're talking about as well. So I'm happy to be a part of the show.
Right on, man. Yeah, bro, we really do appreciate that. That's really awesome. Saying what you're saying about us, especially coming from you and your brother, man. I mean, me and your bro, man, we go way back. I mean, way back. And we actually met for the first time when I went, and when I was still living in Texas, and I covered the Canelo versus Kirkland fight. And
in Houston, right?
it's Houston, yeah, man. And that's when we met, and I started taking all kinds of pictures and sending to him, and then he invited me to this restaurant at a hotel and meet some legends, and yeah, man, it's fun. And then I started following you not too long after that, actually. I know you cover a lot of. Now, I don't know if you still do. Do you still cover any of the MMA events, or is it now strictly just pure boxing?
It's mainly strictly just boxing.
Okay.
I still used to do a lot of MMA. That's how I started.
Right.
I did a lot of local shows here in the Chicagoland area. A lot of promoters that were doing these club shows. Joe Goitia, Dan Hardy for XFO, and a lot of guys that have been in the UFC. Have come from their smaller shows. So Danielle Vale and Paul Vale, they had Hoosier Fight Club as well. That was a huge one for UFC Fight Pass. And it just, my schedule got too busy. And now also too, I mean, Illinois has done a horrible job as far as their commission, and they kind of have pushed a lot of these smaller promoters out the door. And it's kind of disappointing to see. So at a time where we would have, probably 6-7 club shows going on yearly, with 6-7 different promoters, I think there's only a handful, maybe 2 that do shows still consistently. And I think a lot of the blame is the commission in Illinois making it tough as possible. So that's the disappointing part, because those shows were always fun. It was always packed with a lot of fight fans, and a lot of young fighters got their opportunities that way.
Wow, that sucks, man. Because here in New Mexico, me and David, where we live here in New Mexico, and I live in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area. So we have a promotion right now, Fight World MMA. Shout out to them. They are huge supporters of us, of Fightbook MMA, and they are just fucking killing it here, man. They started their shows in their gym. They outgrew that. Now they're at a venue. They're outgrowing that venue. So I think they're going to start going to like where the UFC held their event, here at the Santa Ana Star Event Center. If that happens, I know they're going to start outgrowing that venue. So it's just it's getting big, man. And we, some other promotions come from other states to try to put on events here, but it's just not the same. I think a lot of us here in New Mexico and Albuquerque, the fight fans and all the fighters, were pretty much loyal to that promotion, which is good, because JJ and company, they run a tight ship, and very organized. They don't discriminate. They get whoever that wants to fight, and if you're not on that fight card, you're going to be on the next one. So it's fun, man. It's pretty cool. Especially even the boxing. There's a lot of boxing promotions out here too, that put on events, but it's a different vibe. From local boxing shows to MMA shows, a lot of people. I guess it depends on the market, but here they're more loyal to the MMA promotions, which is weird. But I mean, I guess it's not, because you got Jackson Week out here.
Yeah, that's true. And New Mexico is a huge kind of audience for MMA,
Yeah.
as you mentioned. I mean, I think I did one boxing show out there one time. It was years ago, one of my first shows. But yeah, I mean, here in Chicago, it was very similar. It was a huge MMA community out here, way more so than boxing. And back in the early '90s, it was boxing. But once MMA got a little bit more prevalent because of the UFC, you started seeing a lot of promoters and things like that. And the attention just churned to MMA, and now there's, I think, just one boxing promoter. I think Bobby Hitz, who's been in the game for a long time. He's got a show this Saturday, and he's kind of the only one that's doing shows consistently out here.
Wow.
Are you going to be doing that show?
Yeah, I'll be broadcasting that show on for BXNG TV. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They do a lot of the smaller boxing shows around. So I'll be working with them and their broadcast crew on Saturday night. So I'll be busy.
How long have you been doing this, man? How long have you been in the game?
So I just turned 30 a couple of weeks ago, and been doing it for about 13 years since I was 17. So, I mean, as you know, if you're getting into this sport, whether it's MMA or boxing, you got to have a passion for it first and foremost. And it's a grind. I'm sure my brother has told you. And so I got to credit my father, who, grew up watching fight parties and I just, when I was 3-4 years old, going to Oscar De La Hoya fight nights at my aunt's house and things like that. And so once you get immersed in that culture early, you can't escape it. And then eventually you start, latching on to other fighters like Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, and then you start seeing Floyd Mayweather coming up and all those fighters. And then it's a snowball effect. And then my brother, who we're 7 years apart, he got more opportunities. He was working local shows, but then he couldn't do a lot of the local shows. So when I turned 17 and I was still a senior in high school, he was like, hey, if I can't take these, instead of giving them to other announcers, why don't I give them to you? You start to learn and learn under me and go to these local shows. I'll introduce you to a lot of these local promoters, and you can start to get your feet wet. Because I already was looking to get into sports broadcasting at a young age, and I started, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I, like similar to Ray, made my connections and got more opportunities, bigger shows, and now I can rarely do the local shows anymore. So it's kind of come full circle, but again, it all starts with my passion. I've watched a lot. I watched the UFC in the early days when I think my very first UFC was Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, like UFC.
Oh, wow.
40. That was the very first one. We had it on our cheater box and stuff like that. And then obviously boxing, I grew up since I was watching, like 3-4 years old, watching all those big fights. So, I mean, if you don't love it, I always tell people that ask me to try to get into it, and how they can get into the industry. I said, if you don't love it, I'll tell you to stop right now, because it's like you say, you're not a real fight fan.
Not a real fight fan. Fuck out of here.
You gotta have a passion for it, because if there's one thing about the combat sports community is you can't bullshit them. And if they can sense that you don't really know what you're talking about, or you don't have a passion or a love for it, then they're going to tune you out pretty quickly. And so that's the thing I tell people. First and foremost, you got to love it. If you love it, then you can start looking at other things and how to break into it. But that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest advice I would give.
Who's the biggest event you've ever hosted, man? You were announced at?
The biggest event, I would have to say, see, that could go on multitude of ways, because it could be the best fight I've ever, attended and worked, which was Wilder Fury 3. That was the best fight. I think being in the arena, being a part of it and seeing it was just, it doesn't get better than that. Heavyweight boxing in Las Vegas. 5 knockdowns in the fight, back and forth. I mean, that's what every fight fan wants to see. So I would say that was probably the best fight I've been a part of. the best moment in my career was probably when I did Madison Square Garden. It was one of HBO's last shows.
Nice.
And being able to be the ring announcer for a world championship fight with Danny Jacobs and Sergey Derevyanchenko, which was a great fight. And having Jim Lampley throw it to me in the ring was like a surreal moment.
That's awesome, dude. Jim
I
fucking
think-
Lampley, bro.
Because he's the GOAT, in my
Hell
opinion,
yeah,
as
dude.
far as at least who I grew up with. I know other people that have.
I grew up
were-
with him and Larry Merchant.
Exactly. I mean, that
favorites.
was, that was incredible to just kind of experience and go through. And it was, I think, the second to last show for HBO. And in my opinion, I thought HBO boxing was like, it's the gold standard.
Yeah.
The way they put on their productions and their shows and the way they told their stories and the countless fights that they had. Boxing After Dark.
I was gonna say
it was
Boxing After Dark, bro. That was like my favorite.
Yeah.
it was the best.
Yeah,
the
and
best.
then Friday night fights too. Oh, dude.
Mhm.
Oh my God, bro. Every Friday night I'd come home, get myself ready, eat my dinner, and watch some boxing. It was the best. I wish they would bring it back, man.
They,
It is.
there's,
I mean,
they
there's
still
a
got
lot
Friday
of
night
stuff.
fights.
Yeah.
It's not the same though.
It's
No,
not
it's
the
not
same.
the same.
It's not the same.
But yeah, I mean, I've been very privileged to be a part of a lot of big events, but I would say those two off the top of my head are, right there.
Hey, but the most
And then obviously,
the most recent event though, I want to give you props to. Amazing job. The Canelo Charlo fight. You were right in the mix, handling double duty. I heard your podcast you did with Ortiz, right? Richard Ortiz. So
yep,
definitely
Richard Ortiz, man.
good stuff, man. And I mean the cardboard cutout that's always behind you when we do these shows.
Always. He's always present.
Canelo,
No, hey, look, I love Canelo. Like even before I was working these shows, he was always one of my favorite fighters, and
Mhm.
and to be able to see the behind the scenes stuff with him, and he's the biggest star in boxing, so you kind of expect, all right, he's a diva, and he's this and that, and getting able to see and talk with him. He's just such a cool dude, man. He is so down to earth and humble, and I have great respect for that because when you're making $50 million a fight, you can be the biggest jerk you want to be, and people got to take it. But he doesn't operate that way, and I have great appreciation for it. And you can tell, I mean, he loves his fans, like all his supporters. He really goes out of his way to thank them and show them the love that they show him back, and that I admire. And you got to enjoy these last few years with him because, being 33, I mean, who knows when he'll sail off into the sunset. Robert, I know you're a big golfer, and Canelo's a big golfer too, man. So I keep saying, like, he wants to turn pro. He keeps talking about it. So,
dude, he can actually become pro, like in a heartbeat, because he can
He's
play some
legit.
golf, bro. He can play some golf. So yeah,
he's
man.
legit. And if I'm him, it's like, why go swing the golf club? Why do you need to get punched in the face? He's already a Hall of Famer,
Right?
You want to know why?
It's
because he's Mexican, bro.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you said,
exactly it, man.
like you said, Miguel, after his post-fight speech says it all. Like he showed nothing but respect to his fans, and it seemed like he's super dialed in. Of course, he said, I kind of seen it that way, where maybe he's got 2 more years or so of top level fights. Where I don't know who would be the next contender. I mean, I was going to ask you, like, who do you think is going to be the next matchup? I mean, there's, he's already beaten everybody, beaten the best, so.
I mean, hopefully if I had my pick and someone came to me and I can make, Canelo's next fight, it would be David Benavidez. I think that is the fight a lot of fans want.
Bro.
I personally would love to see it because I think that would be an all-out war. I think that would be a fight where you would see kind of a throwback Canelo, have to bite down on his mouthpiece, get in the trenches, and really try to shut a lot of those critics up that have said, David Benavidez is the guy to take Canelo down. And as for David, I think you'd see a phenomenal performance as well because he's been wanting this opportunity. He's been calling for this big moment that he still is looking for. And I know he beat Caleb Plant, which was an awesome victory for him. But I know he still wants that big challenge to show the world, I'm legit. I'm the best in the world. So I think and just the way their fighting styles are. I mean, Canelo's looking to knock your head off. David Benavidez throws punches in bunches. I mean, just it would be, I think, from round 1 to 12, just a war.
Yeah, that would be. They would put on a show, man. Just the way David Benavidez fights, man, he's going to be ripping that body like there's no tomorrow, man. And Canelo, Canelo, man, he's trying to headhunt. So it's going to be tit for tat in that fight, man.
Oh, it absolutely would. Like the chess match that would go on between those two, and David's never been hit by a guy like Canelo, and also, like, I don't think Canelo really has fought a guy like David in the sense of how he's just so big and tall, and the way he's willing to take a punch to throw like 5 back. I mean, it's gonna be, it would be different, and I couldn't imagine what the scenes would be like on Cinco de Mayo if he were to, if that fight were to happen.
Sell out in freaking 2 minutes.
Oh yeah,
that's what he wanted too.
They'll break the internet.
Yeah, he said he wanted the Cinco de Mayo, and he said just anybody. He said nobody's beating this Canelo, and yeah, that is definitely an interesting matchup. And I mean, I do want to ask you too. Were you in attendance for the Billy Joe Saunders fight at AT&T Stadium?
I was not there for it, but I watched it, with my family, and was able to see it there, which was an awesome event, by the way. I mean, how many did they have? 78,000 there for that fight?
Something like that.
Yeah. It was like I think it was the first event, like post COVID restrictions, and that he packed that place out. And like I said, Canelo, he's beating everybody, and like his last couple fights, like he had the one Guadalajara, I think there was like 80,000 people there, so. It's always a spectacle with Canelo, especially in those big stadium shows. But back at in Vegas, Fight Town, you were there in the mix. Said congrats on that, doing a good job. That's a big feather in your cap too, as well. So yeah, it was cool to see you out there, having you on the show now to talk, talk some boxing at the highest level with the perfect guy to talk to.
So I gotta know, I gotta know, bro. I gotta know who you got. Wilder. I mean, not Wilder. I mean Tyson Fury or Francis Ngannou.
Oh, come on, man. No, it's not even a question. Look, I'm sure it'll be a great event, and it'll be a nice little spectacle to watch, similar to how Mayweather and McGregor was. But if we're talking legit, winner, I mean, it'll be whenever Tyson decides he wants to end it.
Exactly.
If he wants to put on a show and carry Ngannou for a few rounds, he can. I mean, Ngannou had trouble with Stipe, outboxing him.
That's what I'm telling people, man. I'm like, Ngannou's not that good. He's strong. He's a hard hitter, but as far as skill wise, he's got horrible footwork. I mean, watching the his just him hitting the pads and sparring with Mike Tyson, I'm just like, what? I hope you're joking, bro. I seriously hope this is like some kind of next level troll where you think, Fury's gonna think, this guy's a chump. I'm gonna roll him. I'm not even gonna fuck with him, and you're gonna just land with. It's not gonna happen that way, bub. And if this is you 100%, you're in a world of fucking hurt. This dude is gonna, and like you said, Fury is gonna tell you when he's gonna end it. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't like this fight.
Yeah,
it's I'll watch just to see kind of the spectacle of everything. But I mean, Ngannou, he benefits a lot from the fact that he had a couple of crazy highlight reel knockouts, like one punch knockouts, in the UFC, but I think when you really break it down, I mean, out of boxer, like if you're picking a heavyweight MMA guy to fight Fury, I don't think he'd be the guy that I would pick. That could really handle or even have a remote chance at fighting him. So I think Fury, the one I'm looking forward to, I'm glad they announced Alexander Usyk and Fury. I'm like, that's the fight.
What I want to see.
I'm looking forward to the Ngannou one. I think it's just to keep Fury get a big bag.
Yeah,
good for him. Credit to him, and keep himself busy.
Yeah, so that way he also doesn't have to cut weight and keep that dad bod going.
Yeah, exactly. He can get off his couch.
Yeah,
I wonder if he
train, bro.
He does not have to train for this.
He's on both my gear.
It was same with Floyd when Floyd fought Connor. You know, he trained. I think he said he was in the gym for a couple of weeks, but he really didn't do anything for that fight. You know, and there's great respect I got for MMA guys and boxers, but it's, you know, boxers can't step into the cage because you're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
And MMA fighters cannot step into the boxing ring because it's a totally different set of skills.
Oh, dude.
Yes, they're both fighting, but you know, but hey, you know, credit to guys that have been able to you know, make money off of this. You know, I know I've benefited from a couple of those events, and I know my brother has as well. So look, hey, if the fans want it and they love it and it's good entertainment, you know, all the props. But when we're breaking it down and you're actually legitimately thinking that someone can upset, no.
Yeah, we've seen that trend. Keep going and going. Like you said, MMA to boxing, boxing to MMA. Very few have been successful, especially like in the prime of their careers. We've seen like the Jake Paul effect, as we say on the show a lot. You know, we've had Anderson Silva crossover, but very few. You know what I mean? And when it's at the highest level, when you're talking to Tyson Furies, you're talking to Floyd Mayweather's, like you referred to the Conor fight. But in your opinion, like, well, of course, Conor and Floyd is probably the biggest money maker one-off. But I think, what do you think? Ngannou and Fury is going to still do some decent numbers, right? It's going to generate a lot of interest.
Yeah, I mean, it's the market. They've done a great job marketing it, and I think, you know, people are going to watch. The casual fans, just similar how the casual fans watch Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. You know, it's that inherent, and that's why the casual fans will watch this weekend with Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul and I think that's what boxing, what they do a really good job at is building the story and getting the casual fan engaged and wanting to see something crazy like, oh, the best heavyweight fighter boxer against the best MMA heavyweight fighter. How would that match up? So, you know, the concept's great and the entertainment factor is absolutely there. And that's why it's going to do great numbers when it happens at the end of the month.
And even with Ngannou being out, like Rudy said, Rudy's never, like, I know Ngannou is the undefeated or undisputed heavyweight champ. He's not with the UFC, but we're seeing him fight Tyson Fury, who is arguably the best heavyweight of all time.
Bro, he had the two shittiest fights in UFC fucking history, and he lost. He lost to Derek fucking Lewis, bro. So when people tell me he's the GOAT, I'm like, bro, no, he's not.
No,
he's just scary. He's a scary, hard-hitting man, and I'm not going to take that away from him. He's got no skill on the ground, and he's not got no skill boxing. He just hits fucking hard. He hits like a Mack truck, and if he lands one, good night. It's fucking over. But if you want to put him against, you know, John Jones, he's gonna lose. You want to put him up against Tyson Fury, he's gonna lose. That's the way it is.
Look, if Tyson Fury was able to get up multiple times from a Deontay Wilder right hand, he is not. There's going to be nothing Ngannou can do that will stun Fury.
I think the biggest mistake was not making the fight Ngannou versus Wilder. That would have just blown the roof dude. And Madison Square Garden, you know, that would have just been phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. A huge fucking turnout. These guys guaranteed someone's going to sleep. I don't know if Fury's going to put him to sleep. I think he might just play with him for 12 rounds and just, you know, masterclass his ass.
Yeah, we've seen Fury. He's a weird guy because we've seen him in fights where it's just like, it's a snooze fest. It's like, what are you doing? He's just kind of happy to be there. And then we see him in other fights where it's like, oh my, this is one of the best heavyweight fights in decades, you know? So I think it really just depends on, you know, his opponent and whether it brings it out in him for him to want to really get up and do it. And I think he'll do it for Ngannou. I think he'll put on a good show and he'll finish him off. And then I also think he'll do it for Usyk because, you know, a lot of people have been discrediting Fury and think, you know, you've been avoiding him, you're ducking him. And I think he's going to be looking to shut people up and make history as the first undisputed heavyweight champion in the 4-belt era. So
yeah,
I think these next two, we'll see a motivated Fury.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm still going to put some money on Ngannou winning.
Hey, what are the odds for that? But I haven't.
I don't know,
checked.
man. I haven't
It's gotta
checked.
be, like,
I'll look
something
at it.
ridiculous.
I mean,
I bet
maybe,
it's like
maybe,
something like 1,000 for Fury and like minus 6,000.
Yeah.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
but like you said, after
Which is
you-
actually funny because when Mayweather fought McGregor, I think they said the sports book were like minus 240 for
What?
Mayweather, which
Yeah, bro.
I'm still upset to this day that I
Yeah.
didn't put everything I had in my savings on Mayweather,
Bro,
Yeah.
so
because
Tyson
that was
Fury.
ridiculous.
Tyson Fury's a minus 1,100 favorite. Francis Ngannou said it is a plus 650 underdog. So there's a lot of money to be made on the table, man. If Francis Ngannou wins, if he wins, bro, it's like if he wins any round, fourth through 10th round, any of those rounds, it's a plus 10,000.
Jesus.
Like, you
Jesus
got-
Christ.
And it doesn't matter how he wins,
wow.
by decision or
$5
technical
just
decision.
put a $5 bet. You're gonna make thousands, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That's why they do it, though, man. That's why the odds are what they are, because it's just near impossible.
He stands a puncher's chance, and this is one, one fight I'll say he stands a puncher's chance, because he does. He always stands a puncher's chance, and unfortunately, his puncher's chance is a lot bigger than most people's puncher's chance.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, Miguel, we are running out of time. We have another guest actually jumping on as well. Bro, we need to have you back on the show and
Absolutely, guys.
and get you on the entire show, because it's a lot of fun talking to you now and having your brother. I mean, you guys are just you guys are amazing, man. And I've been following both y'all's career for a very, very long time. And it's always fun to see you guys on TV. And, and both of y'all, have been covering events as well, working the same events, which is pretty cool. Having the Flores brothers covering the events. I think that is fucking badass, dude.
It is great to do shows with my brother, and we've had a great opportunity to call fights together, and it's kind of surreal from where we came when we were kids, watching it, on pay-per-view in our parents' house and things like that, to being at these events and working them. I mean, it doesn't get past me that I was a fan first. Always, and I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not working a lot of these events, I'm still watching as much as I can.
Bro, you're a real fight fan.
Yes.
Fury
Yeah,
Usyk,
man.
happens. Before Fury Usyk
Yes.
or after, we'll get you on. We'll have you back on for that one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Guys.
Let's get you
Absolutely.
on. Unless you're working it, then obviously we're not going to be able to. But
I appreciate it, guys. I'm still I've been following you guys for years, man. So
Thank you.
I still follow all the stuff that you guys put out, and will continue to do so. One of the best out there.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Really do appreciate that. Before we let you go, like we always do with all our guests, man, any shout outs you want to give, go for it, bro.
No, man, I shout you guys out. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I'm been very lucky so far in my career, and hopefully it's just starting, and there will be more to come.
Hell yeah, man. Right on, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miguel Flores. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good night, bro.
All right.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we got our next guest joining us, Josh Mayer, sitting on the wings. He's been waiting there for a couple minutes. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Josh, we finally, Josh has joined Sitting Ringside. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Hey, man, you know how we do every Thursday night, bro.
You caught us on the crazy side now.
Oh, man. Josh, welcome to the show. You have a big fight coming up here with BKFC. How's training going? How's everything going leading up to this fight for you, man?
Training's going good. I've been working really hard on my boxing and always evolving. I feel really, really good this camp. It's a great opponent. I'm excited. I mean, every fight of mine is exciting, but
It is. It's always exciting.
So you're going to be fighting Brandon Bouchaw October 20th next week, right?
Yes.
BKFC 52. So how do you see this fight ending, bro?
With him with his face down on the canvas and me with my hand raised.
Brandon
All
Bouchaw.
bloodied up, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, were you and Brandon slated previously in your career to fight in MMA, or was it a boxing match?
We were slated to fight for King of the Cage about 4 years ago. I tore my ankle the day before weigh-ins. And, I've been trying to get this matchup since, and I saw that we were back in his home, in Brandon's hometown. He did a bare knuckle event on the last one that I did. We spoke for a minute, and then I was like, you know what? I really want to get on the South Carolina card, and I bugged my manager. I'm like, get Brandon on the line. Let's do this. So, I mean, he's coming off a couple wins, but he hasn't fought the people that I've fought. He's not a striker. I think I'm gonna get him to crumble, and it's gonna be fun.
I don't like his beard. Bro, the last person he beat was Paul Teague, our boy Paul Teague, bro.
Yeah, he fought Paul Teague.
Fuck that guy.
It seems like Paul Teague fought everybody, right?
Paul Teague is one of a kind, bro. Hate him or like him. That's my friend. That's my boy since fucking 12, 13 years ago. And he is awesome. And I know a lot of people are hating on him because of what happened on the slap fighting deal, but
I'm not hating on him. To each his own. I mean, slap fighting is not for me, but I'd rather be able to punch and move, instead of just standing there and get hit.
And that's an acceptable answer, We've asked other people, and they're like Tyler King. That's not a real sport. That's fucking stupid. Total stupid sport.
I mean, if you can't move your head, stuff like that, you're just accepting CTE for what? And it sucks if you just gotta be a really good coin tosser, I guess. If you
you gotta be a good coin tosser, dude. That's fucking funny.
You gotta have that good prediction. All right, this time we're gonna do tails. Gotta be a coin tosser.
We've had so many power slap fighters on our show, man. I guess from day one, I was hooked on that. It was just something to watch on a Wednesday night, and people were giving me shit about it. Like, why are you watching? I'm like, dude, what are you doing on a Wednesday night, bitch? You're not doing anything. I'm watching something like combat sports related. I don't care how stupid you think it is. And it just grew on me. I didn't really like it as much as I do now. I think what really drove me to like it was people hating on it so much. I was like, oh, people hate this shit. I'm going to love it even more.
And Josh, too, also, you were supposed to fight Tony Soto, right? Tony's been on our show, too, as well. But was it an injury that held you back, right? Of course, wasn't it?
That one, I had an inner ear infection. It started with my sinuses. It moved to my ear. I took antibiotics for about a month. I couldn't hear out of my ear. Still training. I was in great shape. I wanted to fight. I was training. Everything was going well. But my coach is like, Josh, your balance is off. I don't think this is we're approaching a week out, And but he Barber Orthopedics, our doctor, he keeps close eye on all the fighters here in the state. He's like, I don't think this is a smart one. I mean, he gets hit on it if there's an infection in his head. So they made the executive decision.
Is that a fight you want to get back to? I know Tony's fighting on the card against Kevin Kroom. That's something you probably want to get, though, right?
Yeah, I definitely want an opportunity against Soto again. He makes for exciting fights, and I was really looking forward to it. I was really prepared for it as far as everything other than the infection. Physically, I was in great shape. So
Bro, I want to fight Kevin Kroom. Fuck that guy. you heard about those stories about him stealing Tim Elliott's wife, wasn't it?
No, I didn't hear all that.
Yeah, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Like
God.
it's fucked up, dude. Like Tim Elliott poured out his heart out and is telling
Yeah.
people that his wife cheated on him with his best man, which was Kevin Kroom. I was like, bro, what the fuck? On the wedding
On
night,
the
I'm like,
wedding
you
night.
fucking kidding me, bro? I was like, wow, I liked Kevin Kroom, but now I don't. Like, what kind of scumbag are you? This is your best friend, and you cheat with his wife on his fucking wedding day.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised Soto hasn't said anything about that yet.
Maybe he doesn't know, dude. I mean, that's definitely something he should say. He should bring that shit up. Like, bro, you're a
I
piece of
already
shit.
know I'm waking up to in the morning to his new
His
meme or
memes.
something.
Tony Soto, when he gets on a roll on those memes, bro, he is on a roll.
Yeah.
Like, he will roast the shit out of you.
At first, I didn't like him because of it. I just thought it was, but it's kind of grown on me. To be honest with you, sometimes at the point where you kind of expect it out of him, it takes away from the shock of it. You know?
Yeah. That's why they call him Tony Loco Soto, because he's crazy.
So what have you been doing to prepare for your fight, bro? How long have you been in training camp?
Ever since I left that last fight, I hopped right back in the gym. I didn't take much time off. I trained with Xavier Biggs at Indicator Boxing for about 4 months of after that last fight. For the first about three months at least, coach had me sparring like hard all the time, but I wasn't allowed to hit back.
Whoa,
I
shit.
have people bombing on me, and I have to just move my head with footwork. So,
Head movement.
you guys are gonna see. And then I started being able to work in my strikes and stuff like that. So now you guys are gonna see something a little bit more evolved. I can stay right in the pocket and
Awesome.
and bang, and I'm more aware of the counters and my placement. You know, I'm prepared now. However you want to say, I know he's going to make this nitty gritty. Brendan Bouchard's made it known that he wants a real fight. You know, he didn't feel like he wasn't satisfied with the Teague or the Caruso fight. You know, so I'm going to give him one he's going to remember, and wherever it needs to go. You know, I don't anticipate him doing the same thing every time. I anticipate him, you know, coming in with a lot of power and strength, and I'm going to match it, you know. You know, wherever he wants to take it. I know he's a wrestler. The only thing he has is clinch. Well, my Muay Thai is better than your wrestling and boxing, so.
And you're better, way better looking, bro. That dude looks weird.
Plus, you don't have to travel very far, right? How far is it from Atlanta? You're in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, about 3.5 hours, 3 hours.
Oh, dude, that's easy drive right there, man.
That's just like driving to Atlanta.
Right?
From Atlanta.
Nice.
Atlanta's huge. Yeah.
Oh, bro, Atlanta traffic is fucking insane.
Yeah, too many people are moving here.
It's crazy, bro. It's
Go away. Go away. Josh, so now that you've had your taste in bare knuckle, is that something that you want to stay at and make that your home, or do you still want to fight in MMA?
That's a commonly asked question lately. I mean, I can't say I'm done with MMA. I might have the itch or whatever soon, but I'm happy with where I'm at in bare knuckle. I feel like I'm growing well. You know, I feel like there is you know, that hunger when you first start training, like somewhere you start, you know, and you're just, I have that drive because it feels new, you know, and on top of that, it's feel like it fits my style a bit more, my pressure, you know, I've never been one to been shy of exchanges in any of my fights, and I kind of welcome it. Well, Bare Knuckles feels like the home for that. You know, it's like that Mike Perry feeling. You know, he's just designed for this. You know, and Bare Knuckles not for everyone. So
No.
What about tire fighting, bro? Would you do tire fighting? Do you even know what that is?
no,
It's a new organization called Tire Fighting Championship. It's just basically I'm sure you've done drills where you put you
you put
you're
your foot
sparring
in a
somebody
tire.
in a tire, yeah, and it's a fight just like that.
There's no
That's
swing. You just stick it.
You just
It's a
Tire
fucking
beat-
tire, bro.
one foot in, one foot out, and you're going ham.
That's like the phone booth fighting.
Yeah, like phone booth fighting. I dig it. I like shit like that.
Yeah, I think I would try it. It'd be entertaining.
That would be entertaining, bro. I want to do pillow fighting championship.
At least you're not accepting it. I mean, you.
I love it all, bro. I love it all. Shit.
Yeah, we even support basketball MMA.
Yeah, basketball is awesome, dude.
Basketball.
I'll fight a fucking monkey, you know. Throw me in a cage with a monkey on, and I'll beat his ass. I'll do it. I don't care, man.
Do you watch circus fights like that, Josh? Basketball, card-jitsu.
I'll get stuck, but a couple of these are new. Basketball's new too.
Yeah, dude. There's a clip that's viral right now where a guy does a slam dunk, breaks the fucking glass from the backboard, and they're still fighting while there's glass on the mat, dude. Yeah. It's insane, dude.
It's crazy Russians, bro.
Yeah.
I miss our Russian friends, bro. We lost a huge part of our fan base, man. We had a bunch of Russian fans out there, and after that war started,
dude,
they cut them off, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Our fan base in Russia was huge. I think they were like our top supporters, right, Rudy?
Yep.
And now
out there, my phone didn't work. Nothing was the same, so I had to get WhatsApp and use I had to use a router that would block, so it didn't know I was using Facebook because it wasn't supposed to be used.
Over there?
Yeah. And then halfway.
Oh yeah, you fought over there, right?
Yeah. So halfway through it registered that I was there and then logged me out of Facebook or something. So I had to get my wife to everyone because I couldn't tell anyone what was going on out there.
Fucking dirty commies.
Shit, dude.
So
yeah, because
I like Russians, bro. I don't got beef with anybody, bro. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people can be racist against, it's bro. I have one rule is I treat you the way you treat me. If you're an asshole with me, I'm gonna be a fucking asshole with you, probably 10 times worse. But I'm not gonna judge you.
All the people out there, we went to the Red Square. We went out to eat and stuff like that. Everyone there just wanted us to know that, hey, we're happy that you're here. We want you to see our country. We don't want to be judged by the actions of their government. They don't get a choice. They don't
exactly like us, dude. Our government is the worst. Don't even get me started, bro. I can go for fucking hours, man. Our government. I hate the government more than anybody I know, bro. More than anybody I fucking know. I hate the United States federal fucking government. They are the worst scumbags in the face of this fucking planet. And I'll tell you one other thing. These motherfuckers, they want to think that they can steal another election? Well, you're dead wrong. Because we're going to come after you. Sean Strickland for president. Josh Mayer is going to be his vice president, folks.
So I do that. You mentioned it though, Josh, because I remember I seen your post when you were departing the United States or so, and then all of a sudden there was nothing. You were cut off.
Dude, we were fucking worried about you. We even mentioned it on our show. We're like, man, I hope Josh is okay. We haven't heard from him. There's no post. There's nothing. I don't remember what episode it was, but we actually were genuinely worried about you, bro. When you were cut off from society.
Yeah, when we were there, they kept us busy. Like literally right off the plane, we're already like we didn't even get a chance to change or anything. They took us to a studio, and they're like, "Yeah, we need to film you guys sparring each other." I was like,
You're like, dude, we just landed.
How weird was that, bro? Going,
in a few days, we're not sparring each other.
It's like at the height of this war bullshit, bro. You fought in Moscow on March 1st, 2022. Yeah, dude. I remember that. It was the day before the invasion.
Yeah.
It was the Team USA versus Team Russia event, which is like the first in history at their Tesco Arena. And it felt like some Rocky stuff, you know?
Yeah. And I remember talking to these guys like, bro, how is he getting back?
I know.
We
were worried about you, man.
Yeah.
It was unique because when we went all out there, no one realized it's also the holiday of the Red Army. It's like a military holiday. I'm like, it was like some political thing maybe set up to like I mean, they wanted to look like we were taking care of us and it wasn't their issue, you know. I mean, they were. So it was just really strange. I mean, we obviously trying to they paid us and then it took forever to get our funds right after because they were like, do you know how long it takes that much to get that much American? Because we asked for it in American funds, which I'm glad we did. Do you know how like taking that much rubles back across and it'd be worth like nothing, just burn it. Like,
yeah.
Like you get paid one day, it's like, yeah, I gotta get paid, and tomorrow it's like $1. Can you just mail me some gas? Like,
I know, right? Can you Venmo and PayPal me some gas money?
Yeah, good call there, though. You made a good call there. Yeah, tricky situation, strange times, and like Rudy said, at the height of the war. I mean, geez, you were there the day of, day after, right? So.
Well, as the invasion was happening, as we were getting to the airport, we were like rushing to the airport. We got to the airport. We were looking at the news. We were like, "Oh shit!" I looked at the board and I see the flight start getting canceled. And I'm like, what we have to do? We're getting all that plane. I mean, we were delayed. We had to fly around Turkey, so we got we had to fly around Ukraine, so we got stuck in like Turkey for a day, and it was just weird. By the time we got to Florida, it's like everyone's like, "You missed your flight." I'm like, "Dude, I'm driving back. I'm not waiting." I got to Florida, and they told me like it's gonna be 4 days before you can get.
Hell no! To drive to Georgia? Hell no!
I'm like, do I get a hotel at least? They're like, no, it's not our fault that you were late. War happened. It's natural causes or some shit. I was like, bro,
what kind of stupid ass answer is that? That's the way corporations are nowadays, bro. They don't give a shit about you. Our government doesn't give a shit about you. Corporations don't give a shit about you. Nobody gives a shit about you, America.
That's good though. This time around, your experience, fighting all over the world. This time, that's why I mentioned distance-wise, you ain't got to travel far. Go take care of business on next weekend, right? So
yeah, it's just like a mini vacation. I get a week away.
There you go.
Hang out by a pool.
Hell yeah, bro. That's the way you got to look at shit.
Yeah.
I wish I could take that approach all week, man. This week has been shitty, dude. The past couple of weeks have been real shitty.
Mark, you have anything for Josh, brother?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite fight or moment in your career so far? A favorite fight or moment in your career so far?
I don't know. I mean, I have a bunch of fun ones. I mean, most of my fights are. I mean, there's been a couple of fights I've not liked, but most of my fights are like every single one I just enjoy being out there and doing what I do, So one of my favorite memories when I fought Charleston Poe. That was a war. That's the bloodiest fight in Atlanta. I mean, my experience going to Russia, that was just the whole time I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah,
I think that will always be forever your top and number one.
Right. Fuck yeah.
Experience in your MMA career.
yeah, really.
I did it for nothing other than the experience.
Hey, bro, and the only other person that I know that's crazy enough to go during wartime to Russia is fucking Shannon the Cannon Rich. He
yeah.
went he
I
went
saw
to a couple fights in Russia during the wartime, and I was like, damn, this dude's a fucking
You're making
badass.
Yeah, he is.
him.
You what?
Back, I haven't seen anything since then.
Oh yeah, he's back, man.
Right.
He's back.
Yeah. He's back. He's posted some stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of movies.
Yeah, they've offered. I've gotten a couple offers to go back, and they're offering more money this time too. I was like, my wife's looking at me. No,
I would go.
I would do it. I would go right now, but she won't let me.
Yeah, the Russians don't really hate Americans. They hate the American government.
Yeah.
And they have a huge, a different respect for fighters, bro. You're a fighter. They do, man. If you're a fighter, they have a different level of respect for you. They don't care where you're from. You're a fighter, shit. You're a professional fighter, even better. They respect your ass.
And you're a bare knuckle fighter. That's even way better.
You're a tire fighting championship fighter.
You wrestle bears? Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Well, we talked a lot of boxing before we had you on, Josh. Will you be watching this whole Tommy Fury, KSI, Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul, the ongoing drama story? Will you be watching this weekend?
I'm not really into the Dylan Dennis Logan Paul fight. The Fury and KSI fight, that's going to be a good fight,
Yeah.
But there's too much stuff going around the Logan Paul fight. To me, it's not a fight. It's a showcase. It's
never interested me. The only thing that got me interested was Dylan Dennis shit talking the entire time, to the point to where Logan Paul wants to sue this dude into oblivion, and it's just hilarious, bro. He's just talking shit about his soon-to-be wife. And in my opinion, he's doing you a favor, Logan. Like, bro, look at this woman and reevaluate your thought process.
Did you see that he cut his face with the mic?
Yeah, during the presser today, they were throwing down. Bro, it was fucking hilarious because Logan Paul comes out and he starts saying, "You're a predator, with all these pictures you have of my girl, like 3,000 pictures on your phone. What do you that's only something a fucking predator would do." He was like, "That's something only a predator would do." And guess what? I got the perfect person to call out a predator. And then he's like, "Don't tell me you got Chris Hansen." Chris Hansen walks out and he's like, "Have a seat right there, son." And Dylan Dennis is like, "You got to be kidding me. Don't you have problems with your taxes? Get the fuck out of here, bitch." It was hilarious, bro. It was the funniest exchange. I was like, I'm all for this, bro. I want to see. I hope Dylan Dennis wins. But you know what? I was telling these guys, bro.
Pictures, especially that many, unless she's sending it to him.
Exactly. But I was telling these guys on our last show that I wouldn't put it past Dylan Dennis to do an epic troll and step 1 foot in the ring and then just step 1 foot out and say, "That's it. I'm gone. I showed up, bitches."
And then here comes Mike Perry in like a robe walking to the ring. Right?
It's going to happen, bro. And if it happens, you know where they got that fucking idea, bro.
Yeah.
Sitting ringside.
I kind of want to see Mike. I've been very vocal about saying Mike. I want to see Mike Perry do it because we've seen what Logan Paul's injured. Apparently he's not 100%. Mike Perry, he deserves to get in there, get a nice big payday, and he's been doing big things out there with BKFC and the organization you're with, Josh. So, yeah, for him to be an alternate or so, it's very proper. And we're still a couple days out. We don't know what's going to happen with this. The drama will unfold.
I know what's going to happen.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You get nothing, bro. Nothing.
If you guys had to see Mike Perry fight somebody else, bare knuckle, that's not in UFC, who would it be?
That's not in UFC.
Yeah, that's not in BKFC from another organization.
Canelo. For reals. That would be a fucking awesome fight, dog.
But in bare knuckle? Or just in regular boxing?
In bare knuckle, bro.
In bare knuckle?
Regular boxing.
Dude.
Not crazy. Bare knuckle.
I'd see Douglas Lima.
I would like that too.
Oh, yeah. Douglas Lima. That's a good call right there, man.
In it, but the money's got to talk, basically.
But yeah. For Douglas Lima to step into the squared circle, man, that's got to be a huge payday.
He would do it.
Huge.
He says the interest in him.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll happen sooner. Well, he may get the shot. That's your training partner, right, Josh? Right?
He's one of my coaches. Yeah. So
he's your coach. Yeah.
I would love to see that fight. When you told me that, I was like, man, that writes itself. You know. That would
it does.
A money fight for both of them.
It would be a money fight for both. It would be. God dang, man, that's a good call, bro. I think it would probably go all 3 rounds. To probably go to overtime, just for the fact that how both fighters fight.
The judges we're not done.
The judges are like, fuck it, man, let's watch one more round.
It's not a title fight.
We gotta go to overtime.
I know. I'm with Rudy. I'll go Canelo. Let's see it.
Oh shit. Oh man. Josh, are you hanging out with us through the entire show?
Am I what?
Are you gonna hang out with us? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get on into our next segment, David's favorite segment. Rudy, cue it.
What segment is that, boys?
Outside the Cage News.
Outside the Cage News.
Yes, sir. It's Outside the Cage News. This is David's baby, his favorite segment on Sitting Ringside. As always, David brings up the most craziest topics that we can talk about.
Yeah, you know.
All yours, baby.
We're going right to the elephant in the room in the combat sports world. Breaking news, you heard it all. Dana White, the UFC, they are done with USADA as of January. Who's seen that coming?
Not me.
Besides Conor McGregor.
Well,
I saw that coming. That's how do you think McGregor's making this comeback?
Gazelle friends.
So Conor can come back sooner. That's why.
I don't think that they ended their deal. They just postponed it. They just didn't renew the contract. They're
in negotiations.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. It's
during that time, I think everybody's gonna juice up and have some fun, baby.
I think they just announced another agency that was gonna take over.
Yeah, it's probably their own agency.
Yeah, it's probably more than likely that's the case.
It's the WWE's agency.
Yeah, more than likely. And then, of course, Dana White came out and said scumbags, according to calling USADA scumbags, but apparently that relationship has gone sour. And like you said, Josh, there is somebody else that will indeed step in. And I'm along the lines leaning towards what Roberto said with WWE involvement or so, and the testing that they do. So it has to be something like that, right?
It's got to be WWE.
It's not as good. It's pretty shitty.
That's why they're going to go with the WWE.
Obviously.
Yeah. And it also, too, affects recently the UFC Abu Dhabi shakeup. The co-main and the main event have been switched out. Alex Volkanovski taking on the rematch on 10 days. That guy is a gamer.
I don't trust the judges.
Yeah, at first, I wasn't real happy about the news, but then, reassessing it, it's like reevaluating it. It's not that bad, bro. I dig the rematch. I dig it being in Abu Dhabi. I think Volkanovski is probably going to win this one. I think he won the last one. And Kamaru Usman fighting Chen.
Bro. Yep.
That's I like that. I like the idea, man. I didn't like it at first, but I think it's a good test. I think it's.
I feel sorry for Usman.
I think he's going to get ragdolled. But if he does, there's a chance he might not. If he brings that elite fucking wrestling that he's known for, he might win this. Bring the foot stomps in and.
Oh, but dude, Usman against Chimaev with the wrestling, I don't know, man.
And Dana White said that it's a title eliminator, so whoever wins this fight is a possible opponent for Mr. Sean Strickland, who's the king of the middleweight division. So I don't know. Usman, I mean, I guess eventually he did have to move up to 185 because at 170, he was unbeatable, up until the Leon Edwards fight. So to change, I like it. I like the matchup because Chimaev, questionable gas tank. Usman's shown that he's got that cardio, and that at 185 he may shine and get immediate title shot if he gets a win against Khamzat. So. And worth noting about the USADA situation, John Jones came out and said he never cheated the sport. So
I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
But yeah, it's a big shakeup though with the big card in Abu Dhabi, and I mean, who knew the co-main and the main event would drop out? And actually, the fights, I think I like these fights better than the original bouts. So, in my opinion. And I favor Volkanovski. I'm with Rudy. I don't know who you guys got. Josh, who do you think takes the rematch there?
I'm a Volkanovski fan.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be rough for him.
I got both. I just don't trust the judges, that's all.
10 days notice and a lot of traveling. It's going to be rough,
Mm-hmm.
but he's pretty active. He stays pretty ready.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to get to some fight bookings real quick, too, before we get to a couple of very outside the cage news topics, and then we'll move on to UFC fight night. Henry Cejudo, Merab Dvalishvili, that fight's official, right?
Yes, it is. Battle for the jacket.
That's
I hope it's a fight for the jacket, bro, for Sean O'Malley's fucking red Michael Jackson jacket.
Jacket on a pole match.
I mean, it sort of like sorts things out at the division currently because we know Chito Vera is probably going to get the title shot, and it may be. I think it's the Canada card, January 7th or so.
Yeah,
I believe they'll have both those fights on one card. So yeah, I'm excited to see that Merab is fighting somebody. He's kind of been on the shelf for a little bit, and Dana White wanted him to fight his homie, and was kind of pissed off about that. But Cejudo's coming back. I think that's an excellent matchup, and timing of it's good. They got to get those guys back in there. A huge shakeup at heavyweight. Curtis Blades is also out too as well. Jayton Almeida will fight Derek Lewis, which is a crazy
bad matchup for Jayton, bro. I don't like that. I think he's gonna get slept.
And
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Lewis, the way he looked last time out there, it was the athletic six-pack.
Bro,
He looked fucking
motherfucker had like
time.
a six-pack. Like, nah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
this is not. I don't know, bro. This is not a walk in the park for Jayton Almeida. That's a huge step up in competition, in my opinion, for a guy who's so fresh into the sport. He's a phenom. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away from his skill and his abilities, but I don't know, dude. This motherfucker, Derek Lewis, isn't the greatest wrestler. He's like Ngannou, man. He's not that good. He just hits fucking hard.
Yeah, I think it's a fight that he's gonna. Of course, Derek's stepping up because say he does get a win, clear cut, maybe a knockout over a surging contender. It's his last kind of ride to get in title talks because he has previously fought DC at Madison Square Garden, fought all the best, has the most knockouts. So he can add to the knockout list and the record on this up and coming bout. He may in fact just find himself in another heavyweight title shot.
I hope so.
So yeah. Some other fights too that were booked. I think the UFC's booked out till February. Muslim Salikov versus Randy Brown. Great action at 170 right there. Randy Brown just fights everybody. So always credit. You know what I mean? Our buddy Steve Mean Machine Garcia is back in action. He will be fighting Mexico Costa, and that is a banger of a fight. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we need to get Steve back on the show, man, and talk to him about this fight.
Yeah. Some bangers at a flyweight, Rob Font versus Davidson Figueiredo.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Ricky Simone versus Mario Bautista. High stakes.
That's another good one.
So that's because Mario Bautista, training partner with Sean O'Malley, looking very good out there last time. Kind of a close fight, but Ricky Simone's a tough test. That's that's high stakes right there. Kind of top 10, top 5-ish contender right there. So, any other thing? What else you want to add to this, Rudy?
Then we
You
have
got a-
Jillian Robertson versus Polyana Viana.
Yeah,
I don't
oh
give a
yeah.
shit about that.
Oh, come on now, Rudy.
Come on, man. We gotta mention Viana, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about no women fights, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Women piss me off. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, babe.
Robert, if you want to add anything to it, if not, there is some bear and some dog news.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that and the Bigfoot, man.
Hey, let's start right there. Rudy, cue it up. Bigfoot has been sighted in Colorado.
What?
Yes.
And I don't know
But
if it's
it-
Bigfoot or not. It could be I think it's a hunter in a ghillie suit.
Are you sure?
Dude,
It's a really hairy
Could it
chick,
be
that's all.
a Bigfoot in a ghillie hunter suit?
Hey,
bro,
But yeah.
when I saw that video, I was like, man, that ain't the Bigfoot. That is not a Bigfoot. That is just some guy trolling the fucking train because they. How coincidence is it that his costume is the exact same color as the surroundings,
no.
and the way he walks and sits, dude, that's all human right there, man. That ain't no Bigfoot. Bigfoots don't do that.
What? How the fuck do you know what a Bigfoot does?
Because I am a
He's Bigfoot too.
I am a Bigfoot.
He's Bigfoot's cousin.
I'll show you. I'll show you. A
Oh, I
Bigfoot.
know why. You smell like Bigfoot's dick. Hey, remember who did I say that to? Yeah, have you ever seen Bigfoot's balls? Let me show it to you. Who was our guest, bro? He was like, "What? What are you doing?" You ever seen Bigfoot's balls?
Who the hell
That
was
shit
that?
was funny.
I don't remember.
That
I
shit was
can't remember
funny.
it, but that was hilarious, dude.
But from Bigfoot to bear news has been consistent lately outside
Oh,
the cage
dude.
news. So there's apparently another bear that went into a home in Florida. I believe it's Florida. It's
Yep,
near
in
you.
Florida. It always happens in Florida, bro. Bear steals fish sticks, strawberry
Right?
syrup from a
Fucking Florida.
garage fridge. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this bear, bro? You want to see it? Look. Oh, there's a fucking commercial. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Look at this fat piece of shit. Look at this fucking bear, bro. Like,
That's not the first garage you broke into.
like that bear has diabetes, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is clearly not the first fridge he's ever broken into, obviously.
Yeah.
And look at his ass. Like, he's wearing assless chaps. What's wrong with this fucking perverted bear?
What a primo footage though, too. But
It's
not
primo
only that,
footage,
bear,
bro. Look at him. Look at it. Look at him. I would have been saying shit. I'd be like, hey, what do you think you're doing, buddy?
He's enormous. No, get ready. Oh, at least he's looking it up. What's he
Actually, no, I probably wouldn't even go outside. I'd be like, fuck that. There's a bear out there.
Dude,
They're white,
That's-
dude. White people are weird. They're like, oh, let's go look at this, Mary. Let's go look at this bear. Like, Mexicans are like, hell no, ¿qué es eso? Es un pinche oso, güey. Ya no mames. Fuck that bear.
there was also another bear too that walked into a gas station, walked straight up to a bag of gummy bears, took the gummy bears, and walked right out.
Bro, speaking of bears, we have some more outside the cage news. Last week, this bear was in jeopardy of winning the Grazer, the Alaskan Fattest Bear Contest.
That's right.
And she actually, Grazer, that's her name. She easily won the popular Fat Bear Contest at Alaska's National Park. Look at the size of this fucking porker.
Jesus Christ, dude.
She's huge, bro.
Wow.
Anyways, bears are funny. That's
a big bitch.
The never-ending bear news, you gotta love it. It became a trend in the summer of 2023. It continues on
dude.
through the fall and the winter and forever.
We could have considered that, part of one Lizzo minute, guys.
Hey.
Maybe that was Lizzo.
It was Lizzo in a bear suit. Oh shit! Lizzo in a bear suit, bro. And I don't know. David sent me this this article about a dog named Cheeto after he was rescued from a plastic cheese ball container. What the fuck?
What the
Weird
fuck?
ass views, shitty ass owners, bro.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah. Poor thing. Yeah.
Poor
That's
thing.
very original. His name's Cheeto. Oh, and speaking of weird news, bro, the U.S. Customs official sees giraffe feces from a woman at Minnesota airport. Like, what are you
The
doing
fuck?
with? She planned to
doing
use the waste to
giraffe
make a
shit.
necklace. What the fuck? She's done it in the past with moose poop. Is she Canadian? What is this shit?
Yo, don't put that on Canadians, bro.
Yeah, well,
We do not make
bro,
necklaces
she's
out
from
of moose
Minneapolis,
shit, okay?
Minnesota. That's pretty much Canada.
That's pretty much Canadian, bro.
You know what? You're right. It pretty much is. You're right.
Josh is probably like, "What the fuck kind of show is this?"
Yeah, but that should conclude outside the cage news. Very proper though. We get super outside. So, but now it's back to the.
Yeah, that was super outside.
It's back to the cage, and we have a UFC Apex show coming up. Edson Barbosa against Sadiq Youssef, and we could do the entire card or main card, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, we can do the main card.
Yeah,
and the poster. How about that
poster?
Oh,
dude, let's start off with that fucking ridiculous poster, dude.
Uh-oh.
Hate it.
Oh, that is cheese.
This poster is just
That looks
the
like a
epitome.
freaking, like-
Bro,
That's
if you look up
recycled like a
the
motherfucker.
definition of throw shit on a wall and whatever sticks, go with it, this is it.
That's it right there, bro.
That's recycled like years ago, guys.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah, dude.
That looks like an old Barboza poster.
Barboza's not even bald anymore. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I know, right? Yeah. Good call.
He's got an afro.
But yeah, the early portion of the card, the prelims, there is some interesting fights. No, if you guys do want to start on the main card, prelim, there is some. You got Terrence McKinney fighting a short notice debut opponent. Terrence McKinney's always action fighter, getting the job done early. Chris Gutierrez, I don't understand how that fight's so low on the card as well. It's the second fight of the night. So,
bro, I'll go through it real quick. Ashley Yoder versus Emily Ducote. Who you got?
Emily.
Ashley Yoder.
They're both fighting
Ashley
for
Yoder?
their jobs. Yeah.
She was a teammate of mine before.
I got Emily Ducote. They're both coming off of 2 losses in a row.
2 losses. Yep.
So
yeah, Yoder
I think
fought in a while.
Yoder hasn't fought in like 2 years. Emily Ducote fought 4 months ago, lost a unanimous decision in Lupita Godinez and Angela Hill before that. I'm going with Emily Ducote via the unanimous decision.
Yeah, no, I like Yoder in the fight. It's just both ladies are fighting for that contract to stay in the UFC, so it should be a good one.
And then Chris Gutierrez versus Alan Tengeli. Chris Gutierrez coming in at minus 250 favorite, plus 195 underdog for Alan Tengeli. I'm going with Chris Gutierrez. I see this finishing. He's going to finish him in the second round.
Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, I like Chris because I mean it's short notice. Chris has fought some high profile guys, so I like. I mean, what's the odds? Rudy said he's a minus 400 favorite.
Minus 250 favorite, plus 190 underdog for Alton Gailey.
That sounds about right. Yeah, for sure. Gutierrez is my pick in that one.
And then we got Irina Alekskiva versus Melissa Dixon. Both are 5. Well, Alekskiva's 5-1-0. Melissa Dixon's 5-0. Melissa Dixon is probably the freshest thing out of England right now. Minus 140 favorite, plus 115 underdog for the Russian. I'm going with the dog, Irina Alekskiva. I think she's got a little more, talent under her belt. And I think she's going to win this fight by decision.
Yeah, she's also the Russian Ronda too. Need not forget. And
yep, exactly.
She's making her debut, so it's a close matchup. But Alekskiva seems like they got hype behind her to be a potential contender at 135, which they need all the talent they can get now at that weight class because it's pretty open these days. So,
And then we got Terrence McKinney versus Brendan Marotte. Brendan Marotte's 3 fights in a row. He is. I don't see the odds on this one yet.
He's a short notice opponent too. As well.
Short notice opponent. McKinney is 94% favored on Tapology. As far as the betting odds go, that's gonna take me a minute to get up. But I'm going Terrence McKinney. I don't think this other kid stands a chance.
Yeah.
I think
minus 550 favorite for Terrence McKinney, plus 400 underdog for Marotte.
Yeah, I think Brandon Marotte is a New England cartel guy. Making his debut against Terrence McKinney, who's usually gets the job done quickly in the first round. So I think he could probably get it done in under 2. Brandon, tough task against a guy who's just wicked the early portion of the first round, and I see Terrence McKinney getting the finish here. That's my pick.
And next up, we got Tainara Lisboa versus Ravina Oliveira. These
Oliveira, bro.
Minus 370 favor for Lisboa. Oliveira plus 290 underdog. Oliveira's won like 6 or 7 in a row. Lisboa's on a 4-fight win streak.
Ravina is gonna knock the shit out of Lisboa, dude. I say second round knockout.
Ravina Oliveira, like all her wins are by finishes. They're finishes.
Finishes.
Not so much for Lisboa. She's, she finishes, has a couple of decision losses. I don't know, man. I think it's a bad matchup for Lisboa. I don't know why the odds are 370 favorite, but whatever, man. I'm going with the dog.
Same here. Yep.
Yeah, same.
That's a tough pick. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Lisboa. That's what I got on Tapology, but I think she's a little bit better in the stand up and in the clinch. It may be a tough decision win, but
you're probably right though.
Yeah. But moving on to the main event of the prelims. Darren Elkins, who just fights in the UFC forever. He's been around, fought everybody. He's fighting TJ Brown. Who do you got, Josh?
Not Elkins.
You got to pretty much put Darren Elkins out, like knock him out cold, because he's going to be there all 3 rounds. And I mean, I think TJ Brown's a guy that, like, I picked his fights wrong so many times. He's a gicta. Cannot trust him. He's got a lot of finishes though too, but he's definitely going to have to get a finish to get Darren Elkins out of there, because you got to literally kill the guy. So
the only way TJ Brown is going to win this fight is by decision, bro. And he's got to outwork and outclass Elkins.
Yeah, and that's the problem is all his fights go to decision. And if you're betting on winning a decision fight against Darren Elkins,
that's gonna be tough.
You're gonna have a long fucking night, man. He's a minus 185 favorite, plus 155 underdog for Darren Elkins. I'm going with a dog, Darren Elkins. I just think he's got more dog in him than TJ Brown does to win a decision fight, man. You got to put this guy out, dude. You got to put him out.
Yeah, Mark, who do you got?
Elkins.
Yeah, because I mean, he's nicknamed Damage for real, and he's taking damage just in like every single fight. And I think the submission part of it though, TJ Brown is pretty good on the ground, but Darren Elkins is just a dog. Like, and him as an underdog, Rudy, that is a pick. That's what I highly.
That's definitely a solid lock. Solid lock on a dog pick, man.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, at the main card, kicking off the main card, this is an amazing matchup with 2 prospects, up-and-coming guys.
Yep.
Contender
series.
Yeah, they might fight later down the road, but this is a premier matchup for the main card. C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez against Cameron Simon. Cameron's been looking sharp. C-Rod, of course, got the big win over Rosas Jr., stopped the hype, of Rosas Jr., and he looked great too. Like, early in the fight, he was able to hold Rosas down and do whatever he pretty much wanted to, and kind of humbled him a bit. But he's got to cut off the cage. He's got to make Simon work and be technical and sharp, because Simon is a sniper. He's an absolute killer at that weight class. Dynamic guy, KO ability. It's gonna be a tough fight, man. My pick is Cam Simon by decision though.
I'm gonna go with MSP winning round 2 with the KO, man.
Yeah, Christian Rodriguez minus 140 favorite. Cameron Simon's a plus 115 underdog. He's 9-0, bro, and he's the underdog here. 9-1
That's ridiculous, dude.
I think a lot of it has to do with Christian Rodriguez's last fight against Raul Rosas kind of
I think
dethroning
so too.
and derailing the hype train.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I think just Cameron Mitchell is just overall better, well-rounded, man. And that motherfucker hits hard, dude. So it's going to be a tough night for Christian. I think Cameron Simon's going to win this fight. I'm going with another dog, Cameron Simon.
Yeah, Josh, who do you got?
I think Cameron Simon too. I think that one's a good pick for this one. I don't think some of these I don't understand how they get their ratings from. I think they.
Bro, I'm wondering that about this next fight, Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. Dude, they're running it back. The last time it was called a premature stoppage by the ref.
Yes, fucking that. Now that was a true early stoppage for me.
Like Daniel Lacerda, I think he's dropped 4 in a row. This would have been his 5th, and I don't know why this fight's even happening, but again, I guess it is. But I'm sticking with my original pick, Edgar Chairez. I think he's going to win this fight. He was on his way to winning the first one between these two, and yeah, I don't think this is going to be the final fight for Lacerda in the UFC.
Yeah, puro Chicali, bro. He's gonna fucking.
We broke it down, back when it happened though, the true early stoppage, like you said, Rob. But
yeah, man. Yeah,
I see Chairez just giving him problems, snatching something up, or just maybe it goes to a second round and he gets a finish at some point. But I'm going with the Mexican, and is he the underdog too, right, Rudy? Or
he's the moderate favorite.
No, he's a minus 280 favorite, plus 225 underdog for Lacerda.
Proper. Okay, cool. But Mark and Josh, I don't know who you guys got.
Cheers.
I'm not too versed on this fight either, so.
Yeah,
they
rebooked it due to ref miscue there, but yeah,
it's a bunch of Mexicans, bro. Yeah. That's all you need to know. Ole.
But the next fight though, it's short notice. Andre Petroski is stepping in to fight Michel Pereira, who was forced to move up to 185 due to weight cutting issues against Steven Thompson.
Being a fat fucking bitch. I'm sorry.
It's probably the biggest fight of his career. He dropped the ball there, but he gets a guy in Andre Petroski who's came out and said that, I guess he had like an ADCC match coming up and just said, fuck it, I'm going to fight Michel Pereira. It's a 28 against 27 ranking wise, according to Tapology, but it's striker versus grappler. And we know what Michel Pereira does. He's a wild man and he doesn't give a fuck, but he has a cardio issue. And I don't know if the cardio is going to be a little bit better at 185. What do you think?
I think it will. If that weight cut takes a lot out of him. Have you seen him get to the scale?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looks like shit.
I think when he goes to the scale this time, we'll see right then that we might see a different Pereira.
Yeah. I'm waiting for fight night to really make my decision. Right now, I'm going Pereira by decision, just based on the fact that he's just got better. He's got better wins under his belt, and they were all by decision. Andre Petroski, his recent fights have been decisions. I mean, a decision to Wellington Turman. Come on, bro. He did submit Nick Maximov. I mean, he did, derailed that hype train real fucking fast.
Quickly too.
Yeah, bro. I mean, this dude's just a strangler. Like he'll take your fucking back and choke you out if he gets a chance. I just don't think that Pereira is going to give him that chance unless he gets tired. But like you guys are alluding to, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a different guy hitting the scales tomorrow.
Yeah, he's Pereira's always. Right, go ahead, Josh.
We'll know at weigh-ins for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because Pereira, we know what he brings. He's pretty flashy, wicked stand-up. Like we could see just a backflip, kick to the face, KO. You know what I mean?
It's just like my video that went viral on Facebook, where I just said that it's just he looks like one of those characters on a video game where you just push all the buttons and he does whatever the fuck he wants.
You're so dumb.
I think he'll stop some takedowns though, Petrosky, and make it just a stand-up fight. And that's his. I mean, he's just had so many looks. Like the guy's got how many fights in his record? Like seen a lot of people out there, and this is a grappler striker matchup, and Michelle shines in the striking department. He wins by TKO, KO, second round.
Yeah, this fight could have been co-main event. The next fight could have been co-main event, but the co-main event shouldn't have been the co-main event. But the next fight up is Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez, minus 110. It's basically dead even, bro. This is a pick'ems fight. Jonathan Martinez is coming off of like a 5-6 win streak in a row. Yanez lost his most recent fight against Rob Font. I think he was on a 6-fight win streak before that. This is a badass, interesting fight. I don't know who to pick.
I'm going for Martinez, man, as a decision win. Because Giannis is hard to put out. I mean, he got KO'd with Rob Font, but I mean, it's fucking Rob Font.
Yeah, and I don't think
you can't get mad at that, you know.
I don't think Martinez has that kind of power to put him out. So I think
it's going to go by decision, bro.
By decision is a smart choice, a smart pick anyway.
Yeah, Font's hard to put away.
So. Yep.
Yeah, because Martinez is the guy lately that's just been beating guys he's not supposed to be beat. Like he beat
bro. Nurmagomedov, he beat Cub Swanson, Vince Morales.
Yeah, and he's on a 5-fight win streak. Previous, like you said, Rob Yanez was on a run, and he wants to get back up there. And going through Martinez, man, he's going to have that kick defense. He's got power. He can finish the fight for sure because Martinez has been hurt before previously. But you can't get reckless, man, because Martinez does throw those heavy leg kicks. So watch out for that early in this fight. But I think it's a 49-51 fight. It's a dog fight, man. It can go either way. I'm going to lock in Martinez for the win, though.
This should have been a co-main event, bro.
It should have.
Yep.
This bullshit Jennifer Maia versus Viviane Araújo. I don't know what they were thinking, bro. Jennifer Maia.
That should have been the fucking first fight of the prelims.
Yeah, she's a 2-fight win streak, both by unanimous decision. Her losses before that by unanimous decision. Like all her fights are unanimous decision. Viviane Araújo, her last 2 fights she lost by unanimous decision. She won by unanimous decision before that against her Andrew Lee. Like all her fights are unanimous decision. This is going to be the sandwich of the night fight, guaranteed. Yep. You could lock that shit in. It's going to be boring. So take the time out of your day, make a big ass sandwich for this fight because it's going to be 3 rounds of boring.
Boring.
I got Jennifer Maia. By the way,
I mean that's gotta be the smart choice to pick Jennifer Maia to win.
Viviane's last fight in the UFC.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, because both ladies have fought like all the best competition. I mean, Rafa's last fights were against the champ and who else previously. So she's seen a lot of looks, a lot of decision fights. But Maia, since she fought for the belt, like when she fought Valentina, it's one fight. You know, what is she on? A 2-fight win streak, right?
Yep, 2-fight win streak.
Yeah, so since Invicta, she's fought all the best ladies. So I think it could be Viviane's last fight, like Rudy said. I'm gonna pick Maia. Not truly interested in the fight. I don't know why it's placed at the co-main event, but yeah, we'll go with Maia.
Final fight, guys. Final fight.
Let's
main
go Barboza.
Main event, we got Sodiq Yusuff versus Edson Barboza. Minus 165 favorite for the Nigerian Sodiq Yusuff. Edson Barboza is a plus 140 underdog. 2-fight win streak for Yusuff. Edson Barboza won his last fight, lost previous 2 against Bryce Mitchell, unanimous decision, and Giga Chikadze. I don't know, man. Who you guys got? I think this is a very interesting fight. 61% on Tapology, going for Yusuff. 39 for Barboza. I like Yusuff, but I just think Barboza has too many tricks in the bag, bro.
I got Barboza.
Barboza's got the experience. He's definitely got the power.
He's taller.
He's definitely got ground anywhere you go. But I mean, Yusuff's up and coming. He's younger. He's hungrier. I personally have it for the younger stud. You know, I feel like Barboza's he's paved a good legacy, but I think he's gonna start. If not now, he's gonna start getting eaten up by these younger guys. Yusuff's going to be a real challenge.
I'm picking Yusuf by decision, man.
Yeah, and lately Barboza's he's looking jacked as ever at what 39 years old, and
37.
is he 37? Okay,
Yeah, he's
Yep.
37. Sadiq is 30 years old, 5'11", 75-inch reach, 5'9" for Sadiq, 71-inch reach advantage. So he's got the height and reach advantage. He's got the age advantage. He's got the experience. I don't know, man. I think it's a bad matchup for Sadiq, but it could be good, man. Because if he does win, then that just puts him at a higher echelon, you know. But I don't know, bro. I don't like anybody.
It's a good name to have on your belt.
I don't like anybody fighting Edson Barboza. You know, his fight against bro, he took Bryce Mitchell to unanimous decision. And Bryce was supposed to just strangle his ass, and he pretty much did, wet blanketed his ass. Giga, you know, that was just weird. He beat his ass. But before that, he was beating people's ass, bro. Shane Burgos. He beat Makwan and Mirkani. But his last fight against Billy Quarantillo, he won with a knee.
First round.
I don't know, man. Yeah, bro. This Edson Barboza, after that last fight, this dude looks hungry, bro.
Yeah, it's a big fight for Yusuf. It's the biggest fight of his career based on previous competition. And it comes down to that Barboza is still the gatekeeper. You got to go through him if you're going to make a big name and crack the top 15, the top 10. So, man, Barboza, he's known for chewing up that front leg. He's still dynamic. He's still got that KO power. He proved it against Billy Q. He could catch Sadiq Yusuf. It's his first 5-round fight. I don't see the fight going all 5. I'm going to pick Edson Barboza.
No.
I'm not even mad if Sadiq wins, but based on my picks, folks, if you put $5 on these picks, you're going to win $725.
Hell yeah.
That's not bad. Hey, and the last event, bro, I would have won like $3,000 off a $2 bet. Had fucking, you know,
fucking Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson lost, bro. He freaking lost to Bobby Green, dude. Like, who the fuck
Bobby Green fucking
I was like,
You gotta fuck up everyone's parlay.
Bro, he screwed up everything for me. I wasn't mad. I mean, I was at for a little bit, but then I was like, man, fucking Bobby Green, dude.
Yeah, that was
Bobby fucking Green, dude, just fucking destroyed.
Still killing it. Like what, 14 years in the game, still beating these top contenders, and I'm still waiting for that Jim Miller Bobby Green announcement to make it happen.
Yeah,
it might. Matchmakers do listen to us.
So before we close shit out here, Josh, do you have anybody you want to shout out? Any sponsors you want to give some love to?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you. I have Decatur Boxing and Xavier Biggs coached me through this fight. I'm going to have Joe Elmore and Mike Bardsley in my corner, give out things to them, to my family. I want to give a special shout out to my sponsors, Barber Orthopedics, ATL Dispensary. I want to give a shout out to HK USA for the fight gear, Suffer Party for everything they've done to take care of me and designing my clothes. Loganville Ford, Priceless Nutrition, and my company, Champion Heating and Air.
Awesome, dude. I love HK USA, man. They Simpson. He's just an amazing guy. They're just awesome, dude. And I'm so happy that HK USA is sponsoring you. That's like my first people that I shout out before we start the show is HK USA. They love Fight Book MMA, and that's awesome, man. I'm really happy.
Yeah, he's made my fight gear the past few fights.
Yeah,
that
dude.
Came out awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on top of it. He makes sure the quality is there, and the logos that came out on the back of my walkout gear, like you really see these sponsors now. They're not just in there, you know.
Well, look, HK USA Fight Book MMA boxing glove. We got the white ones. We have the black ones. So yeah, dude, they are. I love them. I love HK USA, man.
Well, they don't love you back.
No, so Fuck you, Rudy. Josh, thank you so much, bro, for jumping on, man. We've been trying
Thank
to
you guys for having me.
Dude, we've been trying to get you on the show for like the longest time, but things have been happening that we just could not get you on, and we are so happy that we got you on today. 1 week out of your fight, yeah, man, we're not gonna miss it.
Yeah, remember, folks,
Thank
he's
you.
fighting on the next BKFC event, October 20th. That is next Saturday, right?
Yep,
Next Friday.
Friday.
No, next Friday. Yeah, next Friday,
Next Friday.
BKFC 52. Don't miss it, folks.
Right on. Well, David, you know what to do, brother.
Yes, indeed. Another one in the books. Of course, shout out to Miguel Flores for joining us in the early portion. Josh, we got to do this again. Have you come on, do some picks. Been a pleasure having you on. Best of luck in the next week up training camp. Travel to the event. You can take care of business. We'll talk to you after that. But yeah, another one in the books, boys. Another Thursday night, Fight Book MMA. For all the latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, you know where to go. It's fightbookmma.com. For all our previous episodes and podcast platform, wherever you get your podcasts, search Fightbook MMA, sitting ringside. Follow us on all social medias at Fightbook MMA. For myself, Dave Rodriguez, Mark Andrew Miller up north, Josh Mayer, Rudy Lara down south, and the boss, Roberto Villa. See you next time. Enjoy the fights. We out. Peace.
Thank you.
Outside the Cage News.